Most people think staying silent protects them. It avoids conflict, prevents criticism, keeps relationships intact. But what if silence doesn't protect your future? What if every time you refuse to speak, you quietly surrender part of your influence? The uncomfortable truth is that silence often feels safe in the moment and expensive in the long run. Think about the biggest failures you've witnessed in organizations: bad decisions, poor hires, declining standards, toxic behavior. Most didn't happen because nobody noticed. They happened because people noticed and said nothing. The warning signs were visible long before the consequences appeared. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many times have you sat in a meeting and watched a flawed decision move forward while saying nothing? Not because you agreed, not because you believed in it, but because speaking up felt inconvenient. If that sounds familiar, subscribe now. This channel explores the hidden psychology behind success, failure, and influence. Psychologists call this pluralistic ignorance. Individuals privately disagree with something while assuming everyone else accepts it. As a result, nobody speaks. Everyone remains silent, and the group drifts toward decisions that few people genuinely support. The irony is that silence feels like neutrality, but it rarely is. When standards decline and nobody objects, silence supports the decline. When truth is distorted and nobody responds, silence helps the distortion spread. Inaction often has consequences just as real as action. History is full of examples where people recognize problems early. Engineers who saw risks, employees who noticed fraud, managers who understood strategies were failing. The information existed, the concern existed, but concern without expression changes nothing. Many people believe influence comes from authority. It doesn't. Influence begins with participation. The moment you stop contributing your perspective, you reduce your ability to shape outcomes. Eventually, decisions get made without you, and then you wonder why nothing reflects your values. This happens in careers as well. Employees stay silent about workload, silent about unfair treatment, silent about unrealistic expectations. They hope avoiding conflict will preserve opportunities. But over time, silence often teaches others exactly how much they can ignore your needs. The same pattern appears in leadership. Some leaders avoid difficult conversations because they want to maintain harmony. But unresolved issues do not disappear. They accumulate. Small problems become larger problems, and eventually the conversation you avoided becomes the crisis you inherit. One reason silence is so powerful is that human beings are wired to avoid social risk. Speaking carries uncertainty. People may disagree, they may judge you, they may reject your idea. The brain often treats social discomfort as a threat, even when the long-term cost of silence is much higher. And yet, every meaningful improvement begins with someone willing to interrupt the status quo. Every innovation, every correction, every cultural shift. At some point, somebody decided that remaining silent was more dangerous than speaking. The tragedy is that many people discover the cost of silence only after their choices disappear. The promotion goes elsewhere. The culture deteriorates. The project fails. The relationship weakens. By then, the opportunity to influence events has already passed. This is why voice and choice are connected. When you consistently contribute your perspective, you help shape the environment around you. When you consistently withdraw it, you gradually surrender that influence to others. Nature does not tolerate a vacuum. Someone will always fill the space you leave behind. The goal is not constant confrontation. The goal is responsible participation, speaking thoughtfully, challenging respectfully, raising concerns early. Influence is not about winning every argument. It is about remaining present in decisions that affect your future. Silence your voice long enough, and eventually you lose the right to complain about the outcome because every choice is shaped by the people willing to participate in it. If this changed the way you think about influence and leadership, leave a like and subscribe to 300 Seconds University for high density insights in under 5 minutes.